The Sigma male, a unique figure in the social hierarchy, a man who operates outside traditional structures, neither leading nor following. He values independence above all, choosing to walk his own path rather than adhere to societal expectations. At first glance, his life seems filled with freedom, autonomy, and self-sufficiency. However, as time passes, something changes. The warmth he once possessed begins to fade, leaving behind an individual who is increasingly detached, analytical, and, too many, cold-hearted. But what causes this shift? What experiences harden a Sigma male's heart, making him more distant from the world? This article delves deep into 10 fundamental reasons why Sigma males gradually become colder over time. 1. The world fails to meet their standards. In the early stages of their lives, Sigma males often believe they can find communities, relationships, or structures that align with their values. They hold on to the hope that there are like-minded individuals who share their vision for authenticity, intelligence, and depth. However, as they navigate social circles, workplaces, and even family dynamics, they repeatedly encounter mediocrity, hypocrisy, and contradictions. Every disappointment reinforces a bitter truth: the world does not operate by their standards. Where others compromise or settle, the Sigma male finds himself withdrawing further, unwilling to lower his expectations just to fit in. Over time, this accumulation of failed expectations builds a quiet but uncheckable sense of detachment. Rather than adjusting their standards, they isolate themselves, convinced that the broader world is incapable of meeting the bar they have set. 2. Hidden scars from past betrayals. Trust is not something a Sigma male gives freely. When they do choose to let someone into their inner world, it is a rare occurrence, as they invest deeply in those relationships. However, when they are betrayed, whether in friendships, romantic relationships, or professional settings, the impact is far greater than it would be for someone who trusts more easily. The pain of betrayal cuts deeply because it is not just the loss of a relationship. It is the destruction of something they carefully chose to nurture. As a result, they become more vigilant and cautious. With every betrayal, their willingness to trust diminishes, reinforcing their belief that closeness is a liability rather than an asset. Instead of displaying their pain, they bury it deep, forming an unspoken resolve to never be caught off guard again. This self-protective mechanism eventually leads them to reject vulnerability altogether, even if it means pushing away potentially meaningful relationships. 3. Frustration with shallow social norms. Social interactions, for many people, are built on rituals, small talk, group gatherings, and unspoken rules of engagement. To the Sigma male, these customs often feel superficial and performative. They see these interactions not as genuine moments of connection, but as obligations designed to maintain appearances rather than foster true understanding. As time goes on, they begin to opt out of these norms altogether. They stop attending gatherings, they disengage from forced conversations, and they become increasingly selective about how they spend their social energy. To outsiders, this behavior appears standoffish or arrogant, but in reality, the Sigma male simply refuses to engage in what he sees as meaningless exchanges. This rejection of societal norms further deepens his sense of emotional isolation. 4. The relentless pursuit of self-mastery. One of the defining traits of a Sigma male, his dedication to self-reliance. Any weakness, whether it be a lack of knowledge, an emotional vulnerability, or a skill gap, is seen as something to be corrected. He approaches self-improvement with almost ruthless efficiency, tackling his shortcomings head-on. While this relentless drive helps him grow, it also cultivates a harsh internal mindset. He does not allow himself the grace of imperfection, and in turn, he extends the same unforgiving expectations to others. This perspective makes it difficult for him to empathize with people who lack the same level of discipline. As a result, he begins to see emotional expression and dependency as weaknesses rather than natural human experiences. This attitude fosters an emotional detachment that becomes more pronounced as he continues on his journey of self-mastery. 5. The rejection of emotional outbursts. Sigma males view emotional control as a sign of strength. They have often witnessed people using emotions to manipulate situations, whether through guilt, pity, or theatrics. To them, such behavior is beneath them. Rather than allowing emotions to dictate their actions, they commit to maintaining a calm and composed demeanor at all times. While this ensures that they are never easily swayed, it also creates an emotional barrier. Over time, their resistance to expressing emotions transforms into an inability to connect with them, making them appear robotic or unfeeling to those around them. 6. High standards for relationships. For a Sigma male, relationships are all or nothing. They do not engage in superficial connections, nor do they entertain relationships that lack depth. If a partner fails to meet their intellectual, emotional, or personal standards, they will not hesitate to walk away. While this approach protects them from toxic dynamics, it also prevents them from experiencing the organic growth that comes with imperfect but meaningful relationships. The result is a life of solitude, not necessarily because they cannot find love, but because they refuse to accept anything less than perfection. Over time, this selective nature contributes to their growing emotional distance from the world. 7. The burden of carrying others' problems. Despite their preference for solitude, Sigma males often find themselves in the role of problem solvers. Their intelligence, reliability, and independence make them the go-to person when others need help. At first, they may oblige out of a sense of responsibility, but as the demands pile up, they begin to feel drained. Since they rarely ask for help themselves, they start to resent the imbalance in these relationships. They come to view people as users rather than genuine companions, reinforcing their belief that most relationships are based on convenience rather than mutual care. This leads them to withdraw even further, protecting their energy by minimizing interactions. 8. The conscious limiting of emotional bonds. To a Sigma male, emotional bonds are potential vulnerabilities. They recognize that attachment comes with risks of betrayal, disappointment, or distraction from their goals. Rather than exposing themselves to such risks, they actively limit how deeply they connect with others. By keeping relationships at a distance, they prevent themselves from being hurt. However, this self-imposed emotional barrier also prevents them from experiencing the warmth and connection that comes with close relationships. This decision, though protective in nature, ultimately contributes to their growing emotional coldness. 9. Dismissing superficial praise and recognition. While many people seek validation through praise, awards, or social approval, Sigma males see these gestures as meaningless. They are not motivated by external recognition. They only care about personal growth and real achievements. Because of this, they become indifferent to praise and, in turn, disengage from environments that thrive on shallow validation. This disinterest in external approval further isolates them, making them appear emotionally detached to those who place value on social affirmation. 10. Embracing a harsh moral code. Sigma males live by their own moral compass, and it is often rigid. If someone betrays their trust, they do not believe in second chances. To them, forgiveness is not a virtue, it is a weakness. They believe that maintaining strict moral boundaries ensures self-respect and control. While this mindset keeps them from being taken advantage of, it also prevents reconciliation and human connection. Over time, their refusal to bend on certain principles makes them appear unforgiving and, to some, cold-hearted. Conclusion: the emotional detachment of a Sigma male is not a sudden transformation, it is a gradual process shaped by experiences, disappointments, and conscious decisions. What starts as a desire for independence eventually evolves into emotional isolation. While this detachment protects them, it also denies them the warmth and connection that define the human experience. Do you resonate with the ideas I shared in this video? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in more content about Sigma males, explore the other videos on this channel. Thanks for watching.